Proudly broadcasting Richard Philip Cavallero Studio.
WRHU.
Hempstead.
You've discovered
A cornerstone of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication.
WRHU.
Hello, screeners. We're back again.
You're listening to The Screening Room on 88.7 FM Radio Hofstra University.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Join us as we talk about all things pop culture,
Hollywood news,
And entertainment.
Hello, feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
screeners buckle up.
and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Screening Room on WRHU. I am your host, Michael Albrecht, joined by my co-host, Brandon Moy. Also in studio is Donovan Ellis and Abby Gibson.
On today's show, we are discussing the Minecraft movie, Hollywood news coming from China, and all the latest entertainment news.
For more on our show, follow us on Instagram at Screening Room WRHU. Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Before we start our show, we do have a very exciting announcement.
Oh, yes.
As Brandon and myself, this is Michael, by the way. I know I don't know.
Hi, Michael.
I'm doing weird today. Since Brandon and myself are graduating at the end of the semester, we need people to replace us as
That's
producers.
true. We can't be here forever.
I wish. So we are very happy to announce that Abby Gibson and Jamie Yos will both be taking over as producers of this show once Brandon and I graduate. Congratulations, Abby and Jamie. We are both very excited to see what you do with the show going forward. With that out of the way, how about we start our show, as always, with what are we watching?
Oh, boy. What are we watching? Well, I just finished the first season of The Good Place. And
Yeah?
crazy twist at the end is like, have you guys seen it before?
I know about it.
Yeah, I feel like I knew somewhat of what was going to be revealed, but I didn't know like how and like what all was entailed. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Not what I was expecting.
No, because the way they execute it is like, wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, it was so like sly. Like I thought there'd be like more hints towards it. And so I thought like, wait, maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe I wasn't hearing right. And then when it finally happened, I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, it's happening.
Wait.
I don't want to spoil it for people because it is a good reveal. But definitely an interesting first season, and I'm excited to watch the rest. Yeah. But anyone else watching something good?
I plan on watching, hopefully later today, if things work out, The Amateur with with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne.
I'm actually excited about that movie.
Same.
I actually really want to see it. It looks so good. You have to tell me how it is
Will do.
after you see it.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about what it's about?
If I remember correctly, Rami Malek's character is a kind of like a tech guy for like the CIA, constantly doing hacking, telecommunication and stuff like that. However, after a terrorist attack in London takes the life of his wife, to be fair, if it was Rachel, I think it was Rachel Rosenbaum. I'm probably butchering her name right now. The new Lois Lane.
Oh, yes. Rachel Brosnahan.
Rachel Brosnan. Or
Brosnahan?
Brosnahan?
Brosnahan.
My bad.
I'm not good at pronunciations.
Oh, I love her. She was Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah,
So
she's
good.
great.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode of Mrs. Maisel, so I understand. But long story short, very justified freak out, and from there, he's pretty much on a one-man like revenge path to try and get revenge on the people who did. The thing is, though, he's not like he's just a CIA tech guy, so he's like really smart, but he's not like a natural-born killer. And that's kind of where like a lot of the thriller and more interesting things about the plot start to happen.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Wow. And that's a movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Amateur.
Interesting. Oh, I might have to see that. Sounds interesting. Anyone else watching something good this week?
I've continued down the path of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
It's great. I'm in the fourth season.
Okay.
It's great.
How many seasons are there?
6. But there are like 10
okay.
episodes.
Not bad.
So, no, it's really funny. They're all like half an hour too. They're not super long, unless they are an hour, and I'm just not realizing. But they're like half an hour.
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Time just flies.
But no, it's a great show. It's very funny. Getting into some lore. They just
cool.
turned a vampire council into a nightclub, so that's fun. It's a comedy.
Of
It's
course.
a Taika Waititi
Oh, did he do
Zany.
the show?
He's
No way. Oh, okay.
He appears in the show like once or twice on video as like the leader of all vampires.
Oh.
It's actually hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
No, and at some point in the next week or two, I want to start watching The Pit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
'Cause
I've been hearing a lot about that.
I've had a lot of people in the past week say to me, "You need to watch this."
Yeah,
This is the
people keep
best
talking
medical
about. I don't
drama."
know anything about it. What is it about?
It is. Do you know the show 24?
No, I don't think.
So
I
the show 24 is a show that Kiefer Sutherland was in
Mhm.
when I think it might have been before we were born or when we were really little.
Yeah.
And it is 24 episode season, and it is each episode is an hour of a day
Oh.
of him going on
wow.
some sort of mission. Kind of the same premise with The Pit, except it's a medical drama. There are 12 episodes, each an hour long, and each episode is an hour of the same shift of an ER. I've heard a lot of people, especially in the medical field, say it is the most accurate medical show ever.
Yeah.
So
That sounds crazy.
and a lot of people just telling me I need to watch it, and I've been getting a lot of TikToks of it. So when the TikTok gods say, "Michael, you need to watch this," I need to watch
Yeah.
it.
When it's on TikTok, you know it's good.
Yeah. But yeah, so I need to watch it because it
That sounds
just
cool.
looks. And I'm not even a medical drama person at all,
Yeah.
but like it just looks good, and everybody has been telling me to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
Interesting.
Surprisingly, I'm the son of two doctors, and
are you really?
Yes. And I just realized that like I don't exactly like they don't exactly talk a lot about like medical dramas or shows. They
live
and so I guess I never got into it too. To be fair, General Hospital is too long.
Yeah.
I've heard Grey's Anatomy has been described as the white woman's One Piece because it
Yeah.
just never ends. And then
It's been 20 years. I just saw.
yeah, it's like
I just
we're
had
on
a
season
conversation.
22.
I just had a conversation with I forgot who.
Someone. Yeah.
Someone at
Yeah.
work. And we were saying that Grey's Anatomy has been going on way too long.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
It should have ended a long time ago, and I gave up. I said NCIS too. Both of those shows should have ended years ago,
Yeah.
just because there's no reason for a show to go past 10, 15 seasons, depending.
Yeah.
And even that might be too many.
And I feel like 10's like the good sweet spot
Yeah,
for a show
right?
that goes on for a while.
Like even Friends. Like
Yeah.
if they
Friends
went
is perfect.
Friends was
at 10.
perfect. If they went on longer, it would have.
Yep.
I mean,
All you
it
need is a
definitely-
decade.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely depends on like show. At least as of right now, I'm fine with any like show people getting like work at this rate.
Yeah.
consistent
Right.
work. I will say though, yeah, like passion, like sell by date, because like Simpsons, what are we doing? It's been 30 seasons.
I feel like animation's a little different though.
True.
Because like usually like The Simpsons, Family Guy, those are all like not procedural. Yeah, I guess procedural kind of in a way where what happens in episode 23 does not affect episode 24 at
Yeah.
all.
There's no overarching
No.
storyline.
No, not
There's
at
like
all.
a bit of continuity.
Like
but
there's
not
a
lot.
little continuity, like in Family Guy, they killed off Brian for like 5 episodes and then he came back. Like that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But like like somebody could like lose a limb in episode 25 of Family Guy, and then 26 Brian has his arm again. Like it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So animation I feel like is a little different, and you can even go with like South Park is a great example
Yeah.
of that. Just like, oh, this person died. Oh, they're alive again.
Yeah.
Just because it's a cartoon.
It's hard to tell one story for so long. Like I'm thinking
100%.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like that
Oh,
went on
yeah.
for 7 seasons, and after a while, I was just like, all right, maybe we just gotta
Yeah.
find a place to stop.
I mean, you could look at any superhero show, like The Flash too.
yeah.
Like that got really bad near the end. I actually stopped
Yeah.
watching it.
It's like almost like they're just going for the sake of going, and not because that's the story they want.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I will say though, ironically, I remember back in the day, like one of the main reasons why I didn't want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time it came out was because it was just like, okay, are they just gonna like who are these nobodies? I want Captain America. Stop referencing Captain America.
Yeah.
When I actually watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm like,
It's a good show. I love it.
man,
It is a
when
great
they
show.
stopped referencing Captain America and like everything the MCU was doing at the current time and just did their own thing, they
Yeah.
unironically
Yeah.
were really good.
They were. ahead
It
of their
was
time.
great, but I love the first season of that show a lot, just because it is kind of more procedural and like
Yeah.
the mission of the week.
I
But
think the show peaked around like season 5, but
I would
I
agree.
still enjoy like 6 and 7.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Ab-
sure.
Abby, you been watching anything recently?
Yeah, Abby's very busy.
Yeah, I fear. I got halfway through season 7 of Gilmore Girls, so my binge is almost done.
Oh, there you go.
You got to the bad seasons.
I fear, unfortunately, but like, I'll push through. Rewatched Thumbelina, the 1994
Oh my
movie.
God.
Like,
That's hilarious.
well, like I have to watch it. Like I figured out my freshman year of college that it was on streaming services, and I was like, oh, I really loved that movie when I was little. And then I watched it, and I was like, this was like really bad, but it's nostalgic, so it's like really good to me.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, is it still as good as you remember?
Like, yeah. But like I think if I watched it right now, without having that nostalgic tie to it, it would be bad.
Yeah, it's like the Barbie movies. I just see
Oh,
clips of them all
yeah.
the time. I'm like, who watches this? And then I talk to people and they're like, that's the best movie I've ever seen. And I'm
It's-
like,
it's-
okay.
It's a lot of girls around our age because, like, Catherine and her sister, like, they all. Oh, I should explain. Catherine's my girlfriend, for those of you who don't know.
Yes.
I've been doing that a lot recently, just assuming people
Just
know.
gotta clarify.
People know who I know. I'm on a radio show. They all know those movies. People like girls our age. So it's
I found
And
a
now
Google
I know it.
Drive, and so yeah, they're
But-
just there, like the Google Drive where you can watch Barbie movies. But they added
That's
them onto
amazing.
YouTube, so now I don't have to have the Google Drive.
that's so.
I'll keep
funny.
it just in case. But
Is are any before we move on, is the movie, the Barbie movie that came out like a year ago with
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, is that better than the animated Barbie movies, or is one of them better than that movie?
Oh
Like-
god, it's been so long.
And you can make a joke
since
if you
I've
want.
watched
I don't need a
any
serious answer.
animated
like so
Barbie
is
movie.
the Barbie movie
The live action one better
But-
than the animated one.
like because like,
I'll say yes.
okay. I
Oh.
fear. Can it really beat the Diamond Castle though? Is the question. Like no.
Honestly,
be real.
can it even beat like the Princess and the Pauper?
True.
I was
True.
actually gonna bring
Yeah.
that up.
Wait, that was the
that's
only one I
actually iconic.
remember. and
That
I
is
kinda
actually
liked it.
iconic.
Yeah.
I made a reference to that the other
My
day.
favorite is the Island Princess, but like
I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them, and then luckily I didn't have to watch anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm thinking right now of the TikTok thing that's trending with the guy with the shoes and it's
Yes,
it's a
Preminger.
temporary
Yeah.
setback and whatever.
Martin Short.
Yeah.
That
Wait, is that actually
low
Martin
point.
Short?
That is Martin Short. Low point of his career.
No, that's
No,
that's the
highest
high.
point,
Yeah. Oh man. Well, good to know we're watching so many good things, and I might have to go back and revisit one of the Barbie movies. But now we're gonna hand it over to check out a sneak peek of a little movie that's trending right now. Let's take a look.
Don't worry! I'm gonna cushion our fall with this water bucket! Release! In the overworld,
Whoa.
anything you can dream about, you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Hold up.
That thing doesn't understand a word you're saying.
We're talking.
Life here was perfect. Until one day, Flint and Steel, we came across the Nether. A place with no joy or creativity at all. You, what are you making? Oh, if they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
Biocon Dios. It means goodbye, brother.
no, it doesn't.
Don't look at her. It does.
If we want to save this world, creativity is key to survival. Now what? Elytra wingsuits.
Oh my. Those things work, right?
Absolutely. Coming in hot!
I got something for you.
I love Blue House. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This place makes no sense.
Let's do this.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey.
That was a trailer.
Head is huge.
That was a trailer for the Minecraft movie, courtesy of Warner Brothers Pictures. The release of the Minecraft movie marks a significant moment in the intersection of gaming culture and mainstream cinema. Directed by Jared Hess, the film brings the pixelated world of Minecraft to life, featuring Jack Black as Steve and Jason Momoa as a washed-up 80s video game champion. The movie has not only achieved commercial success, grossing over $351 million worldwide, but has also sparked lively discussions among audiences and critics alike. Its blend of humor, adventure, and nods to the original game has resonated with fans while also introducing the Minecraft universe to new viewers. So what are our thoughts on the Minecraft movie, guys? This is all over the place right now, and it's kind of fun. I'm having a good time with all the social media content.
I'm also having a good time. I was gonna see it like a week ago, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
Those plans were canceled. Damn. No. I agree. I love the memes. Abby was saying that before, that she's loving the memes.
Yeah. I'm all over the Jennifer Coolidge and the villager love relationship that's going around right now.
The villagers, like, the animation for the villagers low-key scares me.
Yeah.
Like, I did not need to see
All
that.
the animation kind of scares me.
Okay, yeah. Chicken Jockey, when I saw the zombie, it's kind of freaky looking.
It is kind of freaky. I didn't know Chicken Jockey was a thing until this movie.
I had no idea either.
And I was like deep in Minecraft.
Yeah.
I think we gotta talk about Chicken Jockey for a moment.
We were like prime age for Minecraft when we were kids.
I had all the books from the book fair.
I didn't
like
know
that's
that.
something.
Yes, I remember the guidebooks that would teach you how to do things. Yeah. But yeah, going back to the Chicken Jockey thing, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it's a meme from years ago where a baby zombie was on the back of a chicken in the game of Minecraft, and then they put it in the movie. And so now every time it comes up in theaters, people are going nuts, throwing popcorn, causing a ruckus. It's actually causing some issues for movie theaters. They're having to put signs up and shut down movies sometimes.
That's actually hilarious, though.
It's kind of crazy. This happened for the Mario movie or some other movie. Or no, it was the Minions. Yeah, Rise of Gru.
Oh, yeah, because everybody was dressing up as minions, right?
Yeah. And they would go crazy. And so, I feel like this is 2.0 of that. And it might be a little bit worse. But it's
I feel like it's worse.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the reactions, because a lot of, I don't know, I felt like also kind of the fun part about the Minions was the fact that people were dressing up in fancy suits. And,
right.
Don't get me wrong, they're still causing a ruckus, and I don't approve of it, but still.
Don't never cause riots, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing the opposite of
anti-riot.
I'm anti-riot, guys. Everybody, let's keep the peace. Just everybody.
Let's start a riot to end riots. I think that's the solution.
I kind of get down. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
I heard the Chicken Jockey meme was from 2017, a couple years beforehand. So that's probably why some of us have completely forgot about it.
I have a trusted source that says that somebody brought a live chicken into the theater once.
And then they dropped it off. I think they abandoned it, and somebody had to drop it off at a local farm.
That's
oh my gosh,
crazy. I kind of love that though.
People are crazy. I saw 5 different POVs of that very theater
that's
doing that, and that was one of the instances where they shut down the movie and told everyone to leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part of the Minecraft movie release has been a little bit crazy. But what do you guys think of a live action Minecraft movie in general? I feel like we grew up with so many animations of Minecraft on YouTube and stuff, but now seeing it in real life, what do you guys think?
I personally was I feel like video game adaptations should lean more into animation overall, just because I feel like you can just do more, and I feel like you would be able to simulate the idea of the experience of playing a game. I feel like Minecraft is just one of those, don't get me wrong, I think a lot of the VFX look a lot better than what people were saying upon reaction.
Yeah,
I agree.
Still, I feel like there's always I think you were Abby, you were saying earlier about the villagers, they just have some things just have a very uncanny valley, and I feel like up until a point with so much CGI and special effects, I think there is a couple of practical sets and effects, but I'm just I feel like it'd be a little less, more cost effective just to use animation at some point.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you brought up the Uncanny Valley, because I was gonna bring that up. That I do get a little bit of Uncanny Valley for it, but I don't think it's actually that horrible, and I think it kind of goes with the whole. Oh, we went into another world. Like if you look into any like multiverse, I was brought up Multiverse of Madness during the trailer.
Yeah.
And like they had different film styles, animation styles going into different universes, and that's kind of just
Right,
another thing.
yeah.
You're going into another world. It's gonna look different. In this weird multiverse of madness.
Of Minecraft.
Of Minecraft.
Multiverse of Minecraft.
That's what they should call it.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel. But yeah, it just it's Uncanny Valley, but I think it fits.
Yeah.
That's really my take.
Yeah, it's like a weird mix of like, you know, the classic animated Minecraft and the real life of, you know, Jack
Yeah.
Black. Also, what do we think of Jack Black being Steve? When they
kinda
first
love it.
announced it, I was like, really, Jack Black of all people? But now I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think
It grew on me.
Yeah.
I'm like half and half with it because, like, on the one hand, Jack Black is a very charismatic actor and he very much appeals to a kid-like audience. Like between Poe and Bowser, he has like enough of a
Yeah.
sway between people, at least where kids would recognize it. But then I'm also kind of like, I thought, like, what's the target demographic of the movie? Because then Jason Momoa's character spends most
Yeah.
of his interactions with Steve, and then I'm like, okay, like, are there a bunch of like 40 to 50-year-olds? I mean, sorry, 30 to 40-year-olds like really like fiending for the Minecraft? Like,
Apparently there are.
I didn't know.
I mean,
I'm not
all-
like.
All the people, and I'm not saying that kids nowadays don't play Minecraft because it's obviously kind of a kids movie.
Yeah.
The people who grew up with Minecraft are our age. They're all millennials and whatever gen we are, and
Right.
you know we're all old and have money, and we're in our 20s. So
All right. Well, we might be old, but we don't have money.
Look, I may be living in New York in about the next couple of like months.
Yeah.
I will not have money.
Yeah, I know. But-
In general though, yes, I think Steve was a good call overall. I just kind of wish he got more interactions with like the main kid character. I forgot his name.
Yeah. I
Because-
don't even know the rest of the cast.
I
Besides
know.
See,
Jack
that's what I'm-
Black, Jason Momoa.
I
and-
know Emma Myers,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
she's
it.
in it?
She's in it. She's the blonde girl.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the character's name, but I know it's Emma Myers
Yeah.
from
from
Wednesday.
Yeah. Interesting.
She's
Season 2 that's
barely-
going to come out eventually.
Unfortunately,
At some point.
she's barely in the movie.
Really?
Like the female characters kind of get like written off because they get like split up, and then they get like they just get a chance to like talk and stuff and barely contribute. Meanwhile, like, you know, the guy characters, especially Jack Black and Jason Momoa, kind of get like a lot of the screen time.
Hmm.
Ugh, typical video game movie.
There's also a little bit of singing in this movie, from what I've heard. I think Jack Black is being known for video game songs now. Now
I
he's,
love it.
He had the Bowser song, and now he's got Flint and Steel or whatever.
No,
it is.
like the Lava Chicken song,
Yeah.
and then it's weirdly, the Minecraft movie has such a weird soundtrack because like he'll just
Yeah.
randomly burst out into song like every like 2 to 3 like every like 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm never expecting it.
Yeah,
And I'm okay with that.
it's kind of funny.
It is
Um,
funny, I'll give you that.
But yeah, the lava chicken is also another meme that has been in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
everything he says is a meme. Like I am
Yeah.
Steve. I remember
Yeah.
was going triple platinum.
Yeah.
I think
on
anything
Tik-
Jack Black does in general just
Yeah.
becomes a meme.
And that's
Yes.
why I love Jack Black.
Yeah.
I used to love Jack Black a lot when I was a kid.
Well, he was all over. He was on Nickelodeon. He was
Yeah.
on every like kid show and
I mean,
movie.
Kung Fu
It was-
Panda too.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda. Oh, I miss Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
That's
And they had a
true.
series for a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel
Legends
like-
of Awesomeness, but Jack Black actually did not voice.
Really?
No, it was
I didn't know
Nick
that.
Wingbird. I think that's his name. And you would not be able to tell because like even I put it like side to side, and I'm like I can barely tell the difference between these voices.
Like when I
Yeah.
all did a Doofenshmirtz impression last week, and you're like, whoa. Before we move on, Abby and I were joking around about what if they made a Roblox movie next. And I
Yeah.
just want to bring that up real
It
quick.
would
'cause I thought it
have
was a-
to be like a multiverse thing, though.
Yes, that's
But,
kind of
like,
what we were saying.
I think we should start with like survive the disasters, because I feel
Yes.
like that's the first game that I ever played on Roblox. and
That's
it
my
was so
favorite
big.
one.
Yeah.
And then like you would have to go to Outlaster.
Yeah.
That weird pizza one. Catherine's gonna text me and be like, "This is the
Dude,
name
work
of
at the pizza place. Guys, I made so much money. I would fight for the manager chair.
That's your job.
Yeah.
That's your full time. Yeah. That's
like-
also an interesting thing. Like Minecraft doesn't have a story for the game, and neither does Roblox.
Yeah.
And so like, it's interesting that they're making a movie out of it. So it's kind of cool.
But it'd be very interesting to see all that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely excited to eventually see this movie. When I have time.
One day.
It's April senior year.
When it hits streaming.
When it is streaming. We're now going to hand it on over to our very own Abby Gibson to catch us up on some of the latest stories with our very first news break.
Welcome back to Entertainment Newsbreak. I'm Abby Gibson, and here are this week's top stories. 52-year-old actor Eric Danes announced he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. ALS is a disease that causes progressive paralysis of the muscles. Danes is still set to play Nate Jacobs' father in the third season of Euphoria as they start production tomorrow. Wes Anderson's latest feature, The Foundation Scheme, released its first trailer last week, showing a complex father-daughter duo played by Benicio del Toro and Mia Threpleton. The film is set to have a limited release on May 30th and a wider release June 6th. James Gunn, head of DC Studios, confirmed the release date for the second season of Peacemaker to be August 21st, 2025. Gunn said in an interview with Radio Times that it was, quote, one of his favorite things ever. The show will be available to stream on HBO Max. A report from Deadline shows that Robert Pattinson is supposedly being eyed by Legendary and Warner Bros. For a secret role in Dune Messiah. This sequel is expected to release December 18, 2026, with production expected to start in June. And that's all for this Entertainment News Break. Stay tuned for more entertainment news later in the show.
Wow, they're making more Dune movies?
Apparently. I was like, okay.
They're making
where's
more.
this gonna
And I
go?
think they're doing another season of the, whatever that series was called.
Yes.
That they just did a
Right.
couple months ago about, like, his mom or those witches or something. I didn't watch it.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to watch it because I like the movies.
Also, Robert Pattinson's everywhere right now. He's in Mickey
I
17.
love it.
He's
He
gonna
might
be
do
in
another
this.
Batman
He's really
movie.
good, though.
We'll
Batman.
see.
Yeah.
There might be one.
Interesting
I
stuff.
can wait. I can wait.
Yeah.
I saw the Penguin. I can wait.
You're all here for it? All right. Well, happy to see that when it comes out. But Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the final installment in the Mission Impossible series. With the series known for its incredible and impressive stunts, our very own Donovan Ellis took us through the best stunts in franchise's history with a package he calls Mission Stuntacular.
Over the past nearly 60 years, the Mission Impossible franchise has redefined the spy genre for many people on both the small and big screen. And as we approach the date of May 23rd, 2025, the franchise will seemingly enter a all-new era as Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is set to premiere. With the latest trailer signaling a potential end for the franchise, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the biggest and baddest stunts this near 30-year-long saga has given us, with Ethan Hunt as our main lead. Off with the sophomore sequel of Mission Impossible 2, we have the knife fight sequence. While it was originally against John Woo's decision, it was Tom Cruise who insisted that not only would there be real knives involved with the sequence, but there would be a cable that would only hang about a quarter-inch away from his eye, thus making it one of the more intimate, but still one of the most dangerous stunts ever put into the film franchise. Pulling up to Mission Impossible 4, we have the Burj Khalifa segment, where we have Ethan Hunt propelling himself down the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, on nothing more than a piano wire-sized cable, as he has to free fall across 4 stories and also run across the building. We see that Tom Cruise had to spend about 200 hours preparing for the stunt, and also having to deal with dizzying heights that I'm sure can give anyone a fright. For the fans, they wouldn't have to wait long for Tom Cruise to already top himself again, as in Mission Impossible 5's opening scene, Ghost Nation, we have Ethan Hunt hang off the side of a plane going 160 miles per hour upon takeoff. While the stunt is already impressive in and of itself, Cruise in real life went on that plane 8 times in order to get the proper shots needed for the scene, proving once again why he is a marvel of an actor. Getting to our penultimate pick, we have arguably the most technically impressive stunt, not only in the Mission Impossible series, but arguably in cinema history, with the Halo jump. Premiering in Mission Impossible 6 Fallout, the Halo jump requires not only crews, but the camera crew to jump out of the plane at 25,000 feet and only deploy their chute at 2,000 feet in the air, all while having the camera crew maintain eye contact and coverage of crews about 3 feet apart at any given time, with only a 3 to 4 minute window each day to get the perfect lighting for the scene. With this in mind, it's no wonder that it took 100 test jumps in order to do the real thing. Even then though, I think I would have to give the award for bravest man alive to the camera crew for this one. Finally, we have the now iconic Mission Impossible 7 sequence from Dead Reckoning, where Ethan Hunt drives himself off of a cliff in order to skydive straight to his next destination on a train. With over 13,000 motorcycle jumps and over 500 skydives underneath his belt to prepare for this sequence, this stunt is arguably the most death-defying of them all. Still though, we'll see how Mission Impossible 8 happens to one-up even this ridiculous stunt. While it's unclear when our final reckoning will be a true ending for Tom Cruise and by extension Ethan Hunt's iteration of the character, what I will say is with the backdrop of the IMF, the potential stories for this franchise are truly limitless, and I'm very excited to basically see Mission Impossible in a theater near you. But that's a wrap for me today. My name is Don Walter Ellis of The Screening Room, and I am more than happy to be excited about talking with you about films in the future. After all, there's always more stories to tell.
Go.
All right. Well, thank you for that package, Donovan. Now, we were talking a little bit over that. Do you think this is actually the last Mission Impossible here?
I don't think so. I just view Tom Cruise as immortal, so I don't think he's gonna stop. But until he may actually get put into the ground, unfortunately. Yeah. But in terms of just like the franchise as a whole, I don't see why it can't.
He's immortal. What are you talking about?
Of course.
Hey, he's gotten injured so many times in those stunts, you know?
Very. I am of the belief that you can do as many sequels or reboots as you want with a franchise, so long as you do something different with it each time. And the IMF, as a concept in Mission Impossible, literally just allows you to just keep the story going. You can just focus on different characters within the same universe. It wouldn't be that hard. Though finding people who are crazy enough to do this is insane.
That's the hard part.
Oh, that does remind me that I heard the Oscars basically had, for their 100th Oscars, like for 2027, is going to add like a stunt category, finally.
That is true.
And I'm like, oh, there's so many good stunt people that are not going to be able to probably do this because it's been too long and they're past their prime.
I don't even know if Tom Cruise would even be able to get nominated because he's just the performer. And I think
if he does his stunt,
going to be
I
the designers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it is for stunt
design. I could be wrong, but like the guy who did, and I know Abby's going to mention it later in her news break, her second one, but the guy, his name's like Nick something. He did all of the stunts and fight choreography for the Star Wars prequels.
Oh.
Probably my favorite stunt performer, just because I've really watched the prequel, how they were made a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's about time stunt performers get recognized.
It's a huge part of the industry.
It's major. Very cool. Well, thank you, Donovan, for that.
Yeah, all right. Moving on to some international news. As tensions between the United States and China escalate over trade policies, the cultural sector is now feeling the impact. In response to President Donald Trump's recent imposition of a 125% tariff, that's a lot of money, on Chinese imports, China has announced plans to significantly restrict the number of U.S. films allowed in its domestic market. The China Film Administration stated that this move reflects diminishing Chinese audience sentiment towards American films and adheres to market principles. This development poses a substantial threat to Hollywood, as China represents the world's second largest film market. Major studios like Walt Disney, Paramount Global, and Warner Brothers Discovery have already experienced stock declines following the announcement. Historically, Hollywood has relied on the Chinese market for significant box office revenue as well, with films like Godzilla and Kong earning over $100 million in the region. The potential ban or limitation of U.S. films in China not only affects the entertainment industry, but also signifies the broader implications of the ongoing trade war, as China emphasizes its domestic film industry, exemplified by the $1.8 billion success of Ne-Zha 2. Hollywood faces the challenge of navigating a shifting global landscape where cultural and economic interests are increasingly intertwined. So, 2 minutes after I started that sentence, what are our thoughts on this development in the global film industry?
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is the biggest story this week.
Yeah, here in the screening room, we try to keep politics aside, so we'll keep that aside for now. But just talking about the impact in general, it's kind of wild. I know, as you said, China is such a big market for movies, and most of the movies globally come out of the United States. So having a hit like that is going to be pretty significant. Especially, I'm a big Disney person, so Disney movies do huge in Asia. And so I think that could be a big killer for a lot of these movies at the box office. So
absolutely.
I wonder, when we'll see the impact of it, though.
Right.
Not right away.
Yeah.
I think maybe a year from now.
Similar, yeah. I think it would be something similar to the writers' strike and actors' strike, because I feel like you didn't get to see the effects of that movie. I mean, that whole movement until probably 2024-ish. Because I don't know. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I feel like 2023 was a good year for film. 2024, it was still good, but I definitely feel like there's aspects that could have been a bit better. But then 2025, we're back at it again with just straight banger, 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 banger.
Yeah.
I definitely am worried about how this will affect pretty much other film studios and just other creatives in the industry as well, because it's already hard to get into, and obviously it's money. So money is the main thing we're all trying to get here, and
that's right.
and if China basically could by itself practically with Ne-Zha 2 could make the most expensive movie, the most highest grossing anime movie of all time, I'm worried about what other stuff won't make the cut.
Yeah.
It is interesting. And I know other international movies like Flow did very well over there too. So
it's also hard to say what's going to be restricted right now, because from what I understand is China's going to be restricting certain films and movies or certain genres maybe, but not necessarily everything. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do select as things that get banned. But I'm also reading here on the Hollywood Reporter that China has been declining recently in consuming U.S. movies, preferring more of their homegrown films.
Which is interesting, and maybe that's I don't know. I think that area in general, all of Asia, has been doing very well recently with international films in the past 5 years. So maybe they're just that nationalistic tendency of, we've had a couple of good films, we're obviously better.
Yeah. It's growing a lot, specifically in Korea.
Yes.
Big movies are coming
Especially
out there.
with Parasite,
right? What was the Squid Games,
Squid
the
Game.
series?
Oh my God,
huge.
They're becoming a huge center for pop culture.
Yeah.
And they're already huge with technology, but recently with film and TV, they're becoming a huge area for it.
Yeah.
Very exciting, actually.
Another Hollywood.
But yeah, this is going to be an interesting development, I feel like, just to watch and how it's going to affect.
Yeah. I'm also thinking back to over the past few years, randomly you'll hear China restricts certain movies because of certain messages that are in them. I think there was a Disney movie a few years ago that I can't remember that got banned, or it had to be altered for Chinese release because it didn't match their criteria for messaging in films. And so I wonder if it's just going to be harsher on that, and if studios are going to play into that to make movies that will be released in China.
Somehow studios always do. I feel like, because I also forget what Disney movie it is, but I've seen it with some other Marvel or just anything Disney. But also Universal's done it too, where maybe they'll have a poster or some kind of something in a movie, some kind of line or something
Right.
that is easy to ADR or Photoshop out, and they'll change it for that country's release,
Right.
which is so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's all playing for the money,
Mm-hmm.
and just because most populated country in the world, maybe second after India, they want all of their money. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's for sure.
It's so interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
How it affects just our lives and just
Yeah.
the global film industry.
Yeah. It's just interesting to see how those kinds of things like influence not only the box office and things like that, but also how movies are made, because it's almost like the algorithm of TikTok.
Yeah.
People play into that so much, and so I'm wondering if that's going to be influencing how movies are made now.
It would make sense because there's a lot of things that's happened. Like, we can talk about, like, French New Wave. Like, a lot of things that happened because of the politics and the culture in France at that time impacted film globally for, generations to come.
Right.
So maybe that might be, Chinese film, New Wave, something like that will happen because, like, there'll be people who in China who don't agree with the government and will make films in a certain other way, or maybe we'll all in America have to form to this, or I don't know. We can't speculate, but it's very interesting to kind of think about, like, the what ifs.
Yeah. That's actually a really interesting point you just brought up. Like, a new wave of Chinese films coming out. That could be interesting
And exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. International film has always been under the radar in America.
Yeah.
Unless you are just a film student or a nerd like
Well,
we
I
are.
think it's growing a lot. I mean, look at the Academy Awards over the past few years.
I know.
International films
And
have
I'm
won a lot of
very excited about
awards.
that, honestly, because like, we're one little corner of the world.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, one movie I really loved, Past Lives, which also came
Yeah.
out of Korea.
I love Past Lives.
Yeah.
I
such a
love
good
it so
film.
much. It inspired a little bit of my senior script.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, interesting stuff. We'll be sure to keep you updated on any developments we hear. But now we're going to hand it back over to Abby with another news break.
A 6-part limited series based on Pride and Prejudice is being produced by Netflix. The limited series will be written by Dolly Alderton and directed by Rose Lynn, with the cast including Emma Corrin, Jack Lowden, and Olivia Colman. Production is set to begin in the UK later this year. Carrie has officially been ordered to become a series by Amazon Prime Video. The series will be based on the 1974 novel by Stephen King and be executive produced, showrun, and written by Mike Flanagan. The 8-episode series is slated to begin production in Vancouver this summer. Ahead of its second season release, The Last of Us has been renewed for a third season. Creators of the show say they are contemplating making the series a total of 4 seasons. The second season will be released today at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on HBO Max and will consist of 7 episodes. The Oscars has officially announced the addition of the Best Stunt Design category. They will begin in 2028 at the 100th Oscars for films released in 2027. And that's all for this entertainment news break. Now let's get back to the movies.
Okay, The Last of Us is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I feel stupid. I only watched like the first 4 episodes, and it was so good. I don't know why I paused and haven't returned, but I think I will now. My girlfriend just texted me. She's already excited to watch it tonight.
I've been meaning to watch it since it came out, and I still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But I will. Maybe once I graduate, I'll have even less time.
Yeah. Wait, can we just talk about episode 4 of the first season?
Well,
mind blowing.
Oh,
such a good
right,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a standalone. I was like, whoa, this is good.
Well,
Anyways.
Anyway, thanks, Abby. Wonderful job as always on the news break. Previews for Universal Orlando's latest park, Epic Universe, began recently. The park is set to officially open on May 22nd of this year, marking the first new major theme park in Florida in over 2 decades. I believe the last one was Animal Kingdom, I think. I could be wrong. This $7 billion project introduces 5 immersive lands: Celestial Park, Super Nintendo World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, a different one, Isle of Berk from How to Train Your Dragon, and the Gothic-themed Dark Universe. Celestial Park serves as the central hub, featuring lush gardens, cosmic steampunk aesthetics, and original music that evolves throughout the day.
Whoa.
Super Nintendo World offers interactive experiences reminiscent of Epcot's innovations, while the Ministry of Magic transports guests to 1920s Paris with detailed theming and attractions. As previews begin for select guests and team members, early impressions highlight the park's immersive environments and innovative attractions, while its grand opening approaching, Epic Universe is poised to redefine theme park experiences and offer a compelling alternative in the Orlando area. So, what part of Epic Universe are we most excited for?
Oh my gosh. Everything is so exciting here. I've been
really
seeing clips all over TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It looks so cool. And I'm like, I'm a Disney nerd, as you all know, but this looks really cool over at Universal. I'm really excited about the How to Train Your Dragon land specifically because I love those movies.
Yeah, I've been seeing like a lot of video clips. Like, the animatronics are insane.
Incredible.
Yeah, very
Really
incredible. And on top of that too, they definitely screen tested this really well because like almost all of the actors are like very pitch perfect.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up. All the characters around the park are like spot on recreations of the movie. Specifically the the Dark Universe area with all the Universal monsters. Those actors are doing a great job. And the How to Train Your Dragon Island of Berk. They have like the voices spot on. They have the mannerisms spot on. It's insane. It's like, the animated characters are coming to life.
I do really appreciate that as a theme park nerd and a fellow Disney nerd, Brandon. I do really appreciate that. My dad and I keep on saying, like, Disney needs to do something because, like, this is maybe the best theme park that's been created in, like, obviously over 20 years. But, like, it's incredible. The animatronics are incredible. The acting's incredible. Just the attractions themselves and the theming and the lands. It's the commercials, too.
Oh, God.
Very good advertising. We need a PR major again, just so they can go into,
the PR of it.
PR of it, yeah. Just because I really like it.
I'll be the PR major myself if I can get that, because you reminded me of the fact that we had like a new theme ride for like Tiana.
Yeah.
And then I forgot about the Tiana like animated series that they were trying to make, and it got canceled.
I'm actually upset about that too, because as much as and it would have been animated too, and as
You know what I did hear? It's gonna get a special for Tiana now. So
That's
it's not
okay.
a whole series, but it'll be
a series would have been so good, just because that very landmark historical thing for Disney.
Yeah.
In
I love Tiana.
2009.
2009. Yeah. But
I was 6 years old.
Yep. But going back to Epic Universe, one of the things I think is so interesting about this park is that every part of it is so immersive. There's no there's a land, but then there's like a more general area, or like, kind of like how the regular Universal Studios park is, which I always thought wasn't a good thing because it wasn't very immersive and it was just kind of like a bunch of things sporadically around. But this is like each land you have to go through a portal to get into the land. And then once you're in there, like full 360, everything around you is completely in that story. And it's a lot like Avatar, the Pandora, the Land of Avatar in Animal Kingdom, or Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge.
I was going to say they definitely learned from Disney and a little bit from
Harry Potter.
I was really going to say Harry Potter, because those are incredibly immersive worlds that kind of have that similar vibe of, you have to go through this tunnel or this portal or this gate to get to this place.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really like being like fully immersed in the lands, because when it's just a ride, it's like, okay, you go on the ride, then once you're out, it's like, oh, okay, the story's over. But here it's like you go on a ride and then you come back out and the story goes on, like you're still in that world. And so I don't know, it just looks so cool. Is there any ride in particular that you guys have seen that looks interesting? I know the Dark Universe, monster ride
Yeah.
looks incredible. There's animatronics everywhere. It's on one of the Kuka Arm, ride vehicles, so it really just takes you wherever it wants to go. So that looks cool. I
Yeah,
don't know.
absolutely.
And also, we haven't talked about Nintendo World. I mean,
No, that's
Nintendo
gonna be
World
very
is
fun.
huge. It started in Japan, went over to California, and now it's here in Orlando. And it looks so fun. Like, they got the Mario Kart ride, they got the Yoshi ride. That's one of the craziest
Yeah.
ones as far as immersion, because it's all like synthetic looking. Like, it doesn't look like anything in real life, but
No,
it looks
not at
so
all.
accurate to the games, and so it looks so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I obviously one of their biggest pieces of EP that they have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think good move. I really like the idea of Orlando just kind of being the hub of all theme parks, and attractions in general.
Uh-huh.
Disney, get on that. Make some stuff that you haven't.
Well, they got some things in the works.
everywhere
Hopefully
and
they're good.
I just want to go to one park.
Let's
or to
just talk
one-
about one thing before we move on. Have you guys seen the videos of Toad in the character Toad
Wait.
walking around Nintendo World?
Is that the one that's like not allowed to dance anymore?
Yes, yes.
That's hilarious.
I saw that and I was like, okay, so we're barring him from dancing.
Yes.
Okay. word.
People would make him dance for, TikToks and stuff, and now he's not allowed to dance anymore. It's so sad. And then when people ask him, he gets like grumpy, and it's so cute. But yeah, I'm excited to go there one day and experience it all for myself. But moving on, as Saturday Night Live celebrates its 50th anniversary, the iconic American sketch comedy show is set to make its debut across the Atlantic with a British adaptation premiering in 2026. Announced by Sky, SNL UK will be broadcast live from London on Sky Max and streamed on Now, featuring an all-British cast of comedians, celebrity hosts, and musical guests. Lorne Michaels, the creator and longtime executive producer of the original SNL, will oversee the UK version, aiming to replicate the fast-paced, live format that has become a cultural phenomenon in the United States. So what are you guys thinking about this? I mean, a UK version of SNL, not what I was expecting to hear
No.
this week.
That was another big piece of news I was really surprised to hear about. They've tried similar things to this before. I kind of hope it succeeds.
Yeah.
Just
It'd be
because
interesting.
I like British humor, and I know British humor doesn't always track in the United States.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
But I do like some of it.
I wonder if
and
it is going to be so different in style.
That's a
of
fair
comedy.
point.
That's something I'm really interested in.
especially
because Lorne is
Yeah.
EPing still over there. I wonder
It's-
if he's
it's-
going to
it's
keep it
so
American
interesting.
or.
I mean, that'd be interesting to see because I don't have many UK versions of shows, and I can't remember most like working out as well. Like I remember there was like an Office in the UK, and
Right.
I don't think that did very well. But
started
It was the
there,
first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It had 2 seasons, and then they brought it over to the U.S. That's interesting, though, because we've seen that happen, where we took British things and they succeeded
In America.
for the most part in America.
Yeah.
It hasn't really worked the other way around.
Yeah.
Obviously we have.
Muppets are another example. Started in Britain.
That's
moved
true.
over to US.
That's very true.
Shameless.
The biggest fail, though, just want to bring up is Doctor Who. We tried it in America and it failed, and then they brought it back to BBC.
Right.
Actually, technically now it's on Disney Plus, but
Yeah.
it's still made by the BBC.
Right.
But no, yeah, just like Whose Line Is It Anyway started in England, The
Mhm.
Office, just so many shows. Ghosts
Yeah.
started in England, and now it's kind of the opposite. So I'm kind of curious how it works the other way around.
Yeah.
But it's Saturday Night Live. Maybe it'll be better.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll be
Well,
worse.
They have the royal family that they can do skits about. So in the sense.
I would love that because I have it on good authority that people in England, specifically Wales, shout out Owen Williams, people in Wales just don't love the royal family.
Yeah.
So-
I hear that a lot. They think they're a tax, burden. on
Yeah,
them.
but it's whatever. We think the same thing about our government here.
Oh boy.
Oh,
But
boy.
but yeah, well, it's interesting to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see how the first episode turns out. But there's always so many new things coming out to watch, and it's hard to keep track. So our very own Jamie Yos went over the movies and TV shows you gotta watch this week with Tune In This Week.
Welcome to Tune In This Week. I am Jamie Yost, and here is what's coming to screens near you. Starting in the TV world, Young Sheldon, spin-off of The Big Bang Theory, is adding its 7th season to Netflix this Tuesday, April 15th. This sitcom has been a huge hit as it shows the childhood life and experiences of Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. Starring Ian Armitage as young Sheldon, Reagan Revert as Missy, Montana Jordan as Georgie, and Zoe Perry as Mary, this season is expected to be very heartbreaking. Law & Order Organized Crime is debuting Season 5 on Thursday, April 17th. This Peacock original series shows the story of Detective Elliot Stabler from Law & Order Special Victims Unit after a decade-long break. Stabler is back in the NYPD and needs to adapt to the new changes that happened when he was gone, all while solving a new case and handling his personal issues. Now moving into films, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, releases this Friday, April 18th. This drama horror film is about twin brothers who are welcomed home to a not-so-welcoming surprise after trying to move on from their troubling lives. They have to navigate this new evil that awaits them. Lastly, a new animated film hits the theaters this Saturday, April 18th. Sneaks is the story of Ty, voiced by Anthony Mackie, who is a designer sneaker who goes on a journey outside of his comfort zone, aka his shoebox, to find his missing sister. This PG movie stars many famous actors and singers, including Roddy Ricch, Sway Lee, Chloe Bailey, Macy Gray, Ella May, and Quavo. I am Jamie Yost, and that's what's coming out this week. Make sure to tune in to the screening room to check out what's coming to screens near you.
Fun stuff coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. Well, that is going to wrap up this week's show. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been the Screening Room on WRHU. Do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Screening Room WRHU to stay up to date, and be sure to tune in to our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. only here on 88.7 FM, Radio Hofstra University. But until then, we'll see you all at the movies. Have a great week, everyone.
Have a good one, guys.